In this video, we are going to study about HTML and CSS, and we are going to create this page present here now. This page we are going to create now, or this document we are going to create now. Okay, using HTML study CSS. Okay, as you can see here, there are totally 4 headings. This quick intro here, related topics, and this rolling out Figma and this Figma week. So 4 headings, and there are 1, 2, 3 paragraphs and an image. Then one order list and 3 buttons present here in this page. So there will be around 10 to 12 elements while creating this. Now we'll start this. Okay. Now here I created a file figma bit.html for this assignment. Now, okay, now we'll start with this. Now if we press shift+1, this exclamatory will pop up, and if we enter, we'll get this format of HTML. Now, first of all, we are going to give the title for this document. Okay. Now I'll give here Figma. Okay. Now inside the body tag, we are going to start with this. Now, first of all, we'll start with this quick intro. No, that's visible, right? And I will show the output here. From here, if you right click this file, there will be an option called open with live server. So here's this live server where will be the output will be pasted. Okay. You can see that after creating a Figma title, the Figma title is updated. Okay. Now inside the body tag, we'll start to write the code. First of all, we will start with this quick intro. Now I'm here using the h3 tag because we need a heading but not that big, right? So we're using this quick intro. Okay. Now if you can check here, that's updated, right? Okay. What's the next thing? Now if we can copy this paragraph and we'll paste here, and we'll put that inside a paragraph tag. Now we can check here, the paragraphs also updated. Okay. Now what's below that? We got another heading, right? Related topics. So we're going to create that also using history tag. Related topics. Okay. Now we have unordered list, right? So we have to use ul tag first and open, and below that we have to use this li tag. That's a list item tag. Okay. We are going to copy every item and paste here. After that, another li tag. Copy everything and first paste here, and then I will put this li. So we created so many li tags so that we can paste everything here. First is data modeling, this visual design, design ideas, product design, maps, redesign, design for equity, rolling out Figma, design engineering. So another we have to add some more li tag. So there will be software roadmap. I'm just copying and pasting it here. Okay. The final one, requirement matrix. Okay. Below that, the you will tag it's our automatically closing tag, so it will closes automatically. Then below that we have a button present here. No, so we are going to use button tag. Button name is became a member. Okay. Okay. Up to this, we will check the output. Ah, they got this thing now, but in this original design we don't have this bulletins, right? We will alter that, and this become a member as a background color and a box. No, this and all we will do with css. First of all, we'll finish the html side, and then I will add the css elements and explain it. Okay. Now, after become a member, what we got here, rolling out Figma to the design time. Okay, we will use this. We'll create this with another hashtag. That will be right row. Okay. We'll use h1 tag. Okay, that will be bigger. Copy that and paste here. Okay, now check it. It's correct. Okay, h1 tag, and inside here we got this paragraph, but in italics, right? So we'll create a p tag first here, and then we'll create the em tag. That means this text will be altered to italic font. Okay, now we'll check that output. As you can see here, that output is changed to italics. No, this em is an emphasized text something that will it will transfer the normal text to italics. Okay. Now next what we got here. Now we have got an image now. Okay. Now we'll create this, add this image here. For image, we are going to use image tag. In that, we have to add this source attribute. Attribute is nothing but that describes the quality of a uh, tag or element. Okay. First of all, um, I already saved this image in a image folder here. Okay, you can see here inside a html folder in our file manager, so that we can access from there. Okay. Now if we image and enter. Then I have saved the pic present here. No, the Figma pic as screenshot. I screenshotted already so that it is saved as a screenshot. So I'm selecting it. So source is selected here, but here we have to do something. If the image is not showing, the image is unable to display means we have to add a what we have to add something, some text, alternate text, so that we are going to use alt attribute. And using that, if the image is not displayed here, sometimes the image will be not displayed due to some error or some glitches. So in the time the alternate text will be displayed here. Okay, now we'll close the tag. Now we'll check the output. um okay, as you can see, the image is here present here. Okay, after the image we got here another paragraph, another hashtag, another paragraph, and another unordered list, and following two buttons. Okay, now we'll create those things. I'll copy this paragraph here and paste it here. Okay, then we got another unloaded list, right? So you will tag same. We're going to do the same way, and we are going to create this list element, list element of tag, and we are going to paste it inside it. List everything here. Fourth list item, and the final list item. Okay, okay. Now the another list is also ready, and below that we have got another two buttons now, the subscribe button and the follow button. So we're going to create the subscribe button first. Button tag, then the follow button. Okay, now we'll check the output. After this, as you can see, we have created the HTML page without any CSS element. Okay, now if we add the CSS element, if we add perfect CSS element from this every element, so that we can extract this output easily. Okay, now we'll come to the CSS part where we are going to convert this ordinary page into that output. Okay, first of all, if you see here, this quick intro side now, this thing, there's a sidebar present, as you can see here. Then from below the become a member button, everything is present on the right side. So we have to first divide these both things. So first of all, we are going to use here Mm, okay. Uh, this line is unwanted. You can remove this line. So first of all, we'll create a CSS file so that we can link that with HTML file with this HTML file, so that the system will understand that we have linked the CSS style file with this HTML file, so that it will extract the CSS elements from that file and give the output. Okay. We can add as we can open a file called css.css. Okay. Now we first going to link that file inside the head tag. Okay, so that we are going to use a link tag and a relation attribute, so that we'll relate the style sheet here. href href is another attribute where we will be actually relating the file here. So we have used the css now. Okay, that's it. css.css, we are going to link that file here in this html file, so that it knows that we have linked an external css file where the CSS elements are present, so that this HTML element will be altered using that CSS elements. Okay. Now we'll come to the dividing part. Okay. Now below the body tag, I'm going to create a div tag. Div is nothing but it creates a space for every element present below that, equally. Okay, equally we can say that equally. Okay, like that. Equally not. The div tag will be creating a space for every element below that from the left and the right, or else it takes every element below the div tag takes its own space, we can say like that. Okay. Now I will create a div tag with a class attribute. Why we are using class attribute? Because using the class attribute, we can, in the css page and the css sheet, we can access this access using this dot class name dot class name. Using this dot class name, we can access this HTML elements to the CSS page. Okay, now we'll show the example. First of all, this quick intro and everything will we can save it as side. Okay, we'll name it as side, and we'll cut this div closing div tag, and we'll place it below here. Okay, because that's why we have to, we are creating here a div tag so that every element takes its own space, so that we have started the open the div tag and closed here. Okay. Now now inside the side tag, inside the side div, we are going to create a aside tag and a class attribute with a class attribute, so that we can access from the css. As I already said, we will name it as sidebar. As per the file name, you can understand that this aside does does the thing what, how can say, this aside tag keeps these elements aside from this main. Okay, okay, main thing. um, Okay, first of all we will create a, now inside the button tag we are going to create a another class so that we can access from the css sheet. So we, for member I'm using the mbr, I'm naming it as mbr so that we can access from css sheet and add css attributes or css styles to the member box. Okay, become a member box. So up to this part is over, I think. Then we'll go to the, from this rolling out Figma, no? Okay, we can name it as, after this aside, we can name it as, we can name it as main. Okay, main with that too with the class attribute. So then, so that we can access. Okay, what we can name? I'll name it as Figma itself. Okay, I'll copy this. I'll cut this main tag, main closing tag, and I'll place it below the, before the div tag. Okay, so we have partitioned here so that still we didn't get the output as the design page. So we'll wait and first of all we will create all the css elements we can. Okay, whatever we have to change here next. So below that we have a paragraph here now, so that for this paragraph I will create a class. um, I will name it as, what I will name it as int intro. Okay, so that we can access from the css page. Then we got another unordered list now, so that there will be using another class tag, and we'll name it as top. Okay, then here we are going to use another div tag, so the buttons will be taking their own space. Okay, copy that and paste here. I'll create a class here so that we can access the buttons. Okay, mm, I think I never think. And here for the image tag we use a class here, because image 2 has some css elements like the size and everything, so that will, for accessing we use a class element here for like called banner. Okay, now I added many class names and link names now. So what I'm going to do with them in the css file, now check with the css file here. First of all I'm going to start with the, start inside the body tag. Okay, because every style we have inside the body now. Body, because for the whole body we are going to choose the font family or font family. What font family will select? Arial. Okay, this one. Arial's sound safe. Okay. Now we'll refresh and see the output. Then what we need, and we'll add margin. Margin is nothing but um, how can I say, margin is nothing but the whole body we have present here. No, the margin is the part around the margin is the part which, for example, in A4 sheet we will draw four sides of margin. No, that's the margin for this body. You can see here this line. No, this line partitioning everything. That's called the margin. Okay, I'll set it as 0. Okay, now you can see here everything is sticking with the margin. So we don't need like that. So we now are using this padding element, padding thing here, so that I'll set it to 0, or else I'll set it to 10. Okay, then we are going to select the color black. Okay, first of all we close the body. Then now we go to the uh now we'll show why we created every class. Okay, first of all we go with the side tag, the side class. No, that's the first class present here, right? Okay, now if we type here dot side, now from this inside side we're going to give some styling elements which will style the elements inside this side tag, present in side tag. Okay, present in the HTML file. Okay, now I'll create a flex tag here. After using flex, you can see that everything has taken side. Okay, which means the side is the side thing. No, the side elements has created a flex here. Flex means it's a, like it's a flex box. So because of its flex, below elements are forced to move to the right side. Okay, now after this flex we will set the height for this flex 100 vh. Okay, now next what element we have got here? Sidebar. Next, sidebar. So we are going to style the sidebar. So as usual, using the dot and the class name, we can access the sidebar. Now here we are going to add elements. Background color. First of all, we go with background color, and I'll here select this Alice blue, or okay, there's already white now. Let's select white. Okay, background color is white. We'll select from here. See from here. That's not white. Something different now. So I will add here some different color. So the sidebar's background will be in that color. Okay, Alice blue. Now you can see the difference from here to here. Okay, then what? Ah, I'll add the padding 20 pixels. Okay, now you can see the everything is smooth. First also I said no here. This is margin, and the gap between this margin and the elements are the padding. Okay, that's the padding. Okay, now you can see from here See here you got some gap. No, that's the padding. Okay. Now create the padding. And for the sidebar we have to choose the width. Width will set around 250 pixels. Okay. Wait, will maximize this page and see. It's right. Okay. So no problem. We've set the width. Okay. I think we are over sidebar here. Then next tag where we are. Okay. If we access from here dot sidebar and this h3, we can access the h3. We are now going to style the h3 dot sidebar h3. Okay. If we create like this, we can style inside that. Now we are going to set for this margin top, so that the top margin will, we are going to diamond set the top margin 10 pixels. I'll set here. Okay. Now you can see the difference if we maximize the page. So the top margin and the gap pair will be fulfilled. Now next thing is here that the same sidebar unordered list we have there, no, that we are going to alter that using the css. The unordered list present here, right? So that first of all we will have to change this bulletin thing, so that if we change from list style type, we have a element here. We'll check this, and if we select none here, that bulletins will be vanishing. Okay, you can see here. I'll maximize the page. You can see that the bulletins have vanished. Okay, simple. Then after sidebar you will, mm, first of all we saw some gap there, no, so that we can padding left. We use padding left, from the left side the padding will be vanished. See here, you can see the difference, right? First of all we saw that some up to here, so there's some gap is present. Now after using padding left is equal 0, everything correctly aligned, right? Okay. Sidebar, I think we have to over sidebar. Now we have to alter this sidebar. You will unordered list items. We have many list items present there, no, that thing also we have to list style type none, and we'll set the margin as somewhat around 5 pixels. Now we'll check the output. Okay, you can see the difference here. So we here we got 5 pixels here, no gap. Now I will show you the difference. If we set here 50 pixels, what happens? See here. See the gap is bigger, no. This is the padding around that, and the 5 pixel which minimizes the everything. See here. Now I set it to 5 pixels. Now it's everything alright. Okay, it's simple. Now I think I'm over this sidebar thing. Now we'll move around. No, we have member button. No, that one we saved as mbr, right? I'll check now. Wait, mbr. Yes, here we have accessing this class dot mbr using dot mbr, and inside that First, I'll what background color we have got here? Become a member. Dark blue. Okay. First, I will choose the background color. Blue. Okay. See, you can see here. We got that. Next, what we are going to change? Text color, right? Color. Text color will choose beach. Okay, beach is perfect. Then inside the box we need some padding, no? So we'll add some pot padding around 10 pixels. Okay. Now you can see the box is ready somewhat. Then I think I have to add a border none. If we add the border none means that black line present around that margin, no, in this box that will be up vanished. Then we'll set the width around 100 percentage. Now we'll check the output rate. Okay, we got this button now. If we alter the width around 200 percentage, we set it to 100 now. It is perfect, right? So I think here pixel percentage. The percentage means it's perfect. Okay, 100 percentage means the width. If we use here, if we change it to 220 percentage, you can see the result. It becomes shorter. Okay, so in the sidebar, inside the sidebar, we can only use maximum and 100 percentage. The 100 percentage will be fine, I think. Okay, now check. It's okay now. Next, we'll change the font here so that we can get bold font so that we are going to use font weight. The weight will change to bold. Okay, now check there. You can see the become a member is changed to bold font. Okay. Then what we are missing here? I think everything is correct in this sidebar, and we are missing something here. We'll add margin top. Margin top around 20 pixel. I'll show why we are using this. You can see the difference, right? If we remove that, you can see this minimized gap. So if I add this margin top for 20 pixels, so I can see a less gap here. The gap has increased here, okay, so that the design will be decent. See, here we have so much gap here. So above the margin, we have used some top cap, okay, that's it, simple. Now I think we are over this sidebar side, and we'll move to the Figma. Next we got here is Figma. No, okay. Next class present is Figma. Okay, we'll go with Figma. Then now dot Figma. First we'll add the padding element. You can see that this padding is important everywhere here. Padding we will set as 20 pixel. Okay, now you will see the output here. See, this gap is called the padding below this margin and the rolling out tag. If we set here around 100 now, it will change, right? See, we set here 200 pixel and see the difference. Okay, I'll set it to minimum first of all. I'll set it to 20 itself. I'll show it towards Figma, and we are now again we are going to choose the background color. Background color is nothing but the white. The background color is set. I think we can move to the next element. Next element is inside the Figma we have an H1 tag now. So we'll go to that Figma H1. We're going to do the same thing. Font size. Font size we will set around 24 pixels. 24 pixels will be correct. Then font size, then margin bottom, because we are going to split this here. If we set this margin bottom, first here I made a mistake. So we are using the margin bottom tag, margin bottom element, so that the image and the H1 tag, H1 element will be separated at the minimum distance. Next what we tag we got here. Next we got this int tag, right? This as the coronavirus hit the travel industry, that tag, okay, that paragraph element. So we'll call this int class, and inside that same the color made a mistake here. Color, we have to use black here now, so that we can get black. Then what we can add here? Ah, we are going to use the font size as font style italic. Okay, we need the italic output, right? So that we are using the italic inside this int. Then what we got here? Then we have got this banner now, this image tag. So I will set the width first. Width 200 percentage. 200% is slightly big, I think. It's way big. So I'll change it to 100 pixels, 200 pixels. Okay, 20 pixels is very small. 200 pixels is perfect, right? Oh, it's very small. Okay, I have to change the width here to percentage. So I'll get the exact output. I'll set the width to 100, so we can get this output here. Or else I'll enter 100 pixels. Okay, why? Then that should be unit now. Okay, then I'll use here 75 percentage. 70% is bigger, so 60 percentage. Okay, 60 percentage is perfect, right? Then we'll move on to, then for the banner itself we have some elements, we have elements to add here. We'll first use the margin element as 20 pixel, so that we'll get some margin around it. Okay, wait, I'll show the difference here. So we have no gap here now, so if we use the margin here, margin 20 pixel. Now see the gap here. The page will be looking decent if you use these things. Nothing aside. After this margin, I have to choose a maximum width. Maximum width. If we choose maximum width as 600 pixels. Okay, now it's correct now. This maximum width will limited the banners width. Okay, margin, then margin left. If you use margin left, and from the margin we can get the show 30 pixels. I'll say 30 pixels. From the left margin we will get 30 pixels distance. Okay, nothing. Then next what we got here, Next we have okay, we have the topic class now. We'll access this topic class now so that we can eliminate this bulletin icons here. Okay, we don't have the bulletins in the original file, original document. No, no, we'll same way we'll access this top and we'll select the list style type and enter none so that we can get this no bulletin link. Okay, you can see here, right? Then we have to same thing. We have to enter color, same black. What then? Then we have to add this padding. No, no padding here, but we have to add this margin top so that we can have this top space here around 10 pixels. Okay, now you can see we have some gap here. After that, mm, we'll have some margin left. In this margin left, we have some 30 pixels. Okay, now see. Okay, we have some more gap here, so we'll minimize the gap as -30. So it will go inside, right? Now you can check here. Ah, it is perfect now. So if it is in plus, way pluser, then if you use the minus symbol, na, like in a digital scale, it will move to the opposite. Okay, then we'll go with the buttons dot button class. Okay, this buttons first we'll check the margin top so that we can split the buttons from this other elements. On 10 pixel we set na this gap will be achieved. You can check here. If you set around 50 pixels means see you got more gap there. So 10 pixels is perfect. See 10 pixels perfect. Okay. Then after that, first we will style for the subs button. Okay. Now we have first of all here we have to create the class, right? So first create the class. Class is equal to subs. Set as subs. Okay, so that we can easily remember that. Now inside this button we will actually create the subscribe. Okay, like the same way we will create a class here for named as fall. Okay, fall, and we will type the follow the button name, then we'll close the bracket. Okay, We created this both classes here so that we can access from here. What's your substrate? Inside the sub, we are going to first style the subscribe tag, subscribe button. Okay, subscribe button. What all we will need? The subscribe button is in blue color with white font, but not bold. Okay, then we'll set the margin padding around 20 pixel. That will be perfect. So I'll first go with background color. Background color blue. Mm, okay. Go with this aqua. Okay, aqua will be perfect. I think background color aqua. Then color of the text will be, it's all will be white. Okay. Then whatever padding 10 pixels. Now I'll check the output. Something is happened there, but I can't understand what it's. Okay, so we finish this. Then we'll go with that. Oh, this margin tag, we made a mistake here. Now we'll check the output. Ah, it's okay now. Okay. Now in the subscribe, we for this 10 pixels, it's not perfect. Okay. So we'll add some another 20 pixel inside. I think it will be perfect, right? Ah, if we give the both pixels now from top, it will give take 10 and the side it will take 20. Inside the same padding button, we have to give that padding. Now border, as I said earlier, now we'll select the border as none so that this border will disappear. Okay. Now we got the button subscribe. Now what next? Now I'll show you something here. The subscribe button is located from the sidebar, very distant from the sidebar. No. So I'll give the margin left with around what 500 pixel. I'll check it. Now we'll check. Ah, it's smooth. No, now it's perfect. Okay, margin left we said, and now we have to check. Keep the margin right also, so that it will get split at a decent distance from the follow button. Okay, now see, follow button is splitted. That's it. Then what? The here the important point. Now we have to use here cursor. Cursor as pointer. I'll show you the example. This cursor pointer is the important thing which converts the button as a clickable button. Now you can see here. Now here it is only the cursor. But if you go around the hover around this button, this hand thing, this click button will come here, right? See here. Okay. Okay. Now we'll then move to the follow button. Fall right. That's the name I given, right? I'll check counts. Fall okay. Inside the file we are going to same straightly copy paste this everything because the same buttons, both buttons we have the same styling. paste, and but we are going to change here this 500 pixel alone, because if you check, we need only 10 pixels between the subscribe and follow button. Okay, so now check, maximize the page. I think we got the page now fully. Okay, now see this code. This is the HTML code we have typed on this CSS page with the elements, with classes and style elements, and we have linked the style sheet with this HTML element. That's it. We have got our output page. Okay, that's it. We have completed this assignment. Now we can compare this with this original design page and check. See here, we have any difference out there? No. Okay, it's close to perfect. Okay, then we got the output.